To make his little secretary happy, my CEO husband gave her the honor that originally belonged to me at the company's annual party. During the New Year's Eve dinner, my mother-in-law ordered me to leave the company and give my position to her goddaughter. Su Yui refused, but my husband directly flipped the dining table. I was burned and hospitalized in the hospital. Yet my husband's whole family said I was just being dramatic. It wasn't until the day I was discharged that Shen Manuel finally called, asking if I admitted I was wrong. I sent him the divorce agreement in return. My dad said, "I'll be the CEO now." When Shen Manuel presented the honor award to Suyu, I was so furious my whole body was shaking. This wasn't the first time Shen Manuel made me give up what belonged to me for Suyu, but now that I was pregnant, I didn't want to argue with him, so I endured it. But when New Year's Eve dinner came, they went even further. Just because Suyu wanted to eat hot pot, the original stir-fried dishes were replaced with this bright red hot pot broth, and as a pregnant woman, I couldn't even touch it. Yet my husband's whole family was eating happily. After piling Suyu's bowl full of food, Shen Manuel finally noticed the empty bowl in front of me. "Julia, why aren't you eating? Weren't you saying you were hungry all the way back? I'm 3 months pregnant. Our child didn't come easy, and the doctor said I can't eat overly spicy food. Honey, why don't you cook me a bowl of noodles?" The moment my mother-in-law heard me telling her son to do something, her face immediately changed. "It's just a pregnancy. What's with all the drama? She won't eat this or that." Well, the Shen family isn't here to wait on her. When I was pregnant with Manuel, I was still working in the fields right up until labor. After saying that, my mother-in-law looked at me with utter disdain in her eyes. Or maybe I could cook something for sis-in-law, though it might not be to her taste. Suyu finished speaking and was about to get up and go to the kitchen, but my mother-in-law stopped her. You're not going. Let her eat or not, up to her." Out of the corner of my eye, I caught a flash of smugness in Suyu's eyes. "Manuel, you're not going either. Stop spoiling her." My mother-in-law also stopped Shen Manuel, who had already stood up. Shen Manuel is a total mama's boy. He obeys whatever his mom says. He looked at me, helpless, then sat back down and continued eating his hot pot. I've been married into the Shen family for 3 years, and my mother-in-law has never liked me. The reason I married him was because he used to truly love me. To avoid making things hard for him, I kept swallowing my pride. But ever since Suyu came back from studying abroad and joined the company, his attitude toward me started to change. It's New Year's today. I didn't want to cause a scene, so I held back my fury and walked into the kitchen. After I cooked noodles and came back to the dining table, my mother-in-law spoke again. "Since you're pregnant now, I don't think there's any need for you to keep working. When you both go back to work, help Yu out more. Once she's up to speed, hand over the manager position to her." I put down my chopsticks and stared at my mother-in-law in disbelief, unable to figure out how she could say something like that, seeing that I was silent for a long time. My mother-in-law instantly got mad. "What? You don't want to? Yu is a student who studied abroad. When it comes to the manager position, she is definitely more capable than you. Suyu's major isn't design. The only reason I agreed to let her into the design department was because Shen Manuel kept nagging me about it. He nagged me until I had no choice but to reluctantly agree. After Suyu joined the company, she acted all high and mighty, but she was mediocre and clearly not cut out for design. "Mom, I don't agree with this matter." Seeing that I refused to go along with her plan, my mother-in-law got so angry she stood up and pointed at me, yelling, "Jiang Anna, get this straight. I am the one who calls the shots in this house. But at the company, I call the shots." I didn't back down and shot right back. Me mother-in-law got so furious, she couldn't catch her breath, clutched her chest, and started whining like she was the victim. "Oh dear, there's no justice anymore. This is outrageous. My daughter, In-law is walking all over me now. This wasn't the first time she put on a sob story like this in front of me, but it always worked. Seeing his mom so riled up by me, Shen Manuel stood up abruptly and even flipped the table. The scalding hot pot broth splashed all over my foot. The burning pain was so intense, my eyes welled up with tears. Ah, it hurts so bad, honey. Take me to the hospital, quick. The whole thing happened so suddenly. Shen Manuel was startled too. He hurriedly helped me up, saw my scalded red foot, and apologized with heartache. Honey, I'm sorry. I got too worked up just now. I'll take you right now. Take me where? It's New Year's. Who would go running to such an unlucky place like the hospital? It's just a few splashes of soup. Don't be so dramatic. Just put some ointment on it, and it'll be fine. Shen Manuel was about to help me, but when he heard my mother-in-law's words, his body stiffened, and he instantly let go of my hand. At that moment, I really couldn't take it anymore, and tears of grievance blurred my vision. I slowly stood up, enduring the sharp pain, and limped back to the room. Shen Manuel reached out his hand, but in the end, pulled it back again. I simply treated my injured foot and came to the living room. There was already no one there, and soup and vegetable leaves were scattered all over the floor. They left without a word, obviously wanting me to clean up this mess. I had suggested before to hire a nanny for the house, but my mother-in-law flat out refused. She said it's their local custom that during New Year's the daughter-in-law does the laundry and cooking, and she didn't want to be laughed at by the villagers. I thought it's only a few days in a year. I could just endure it. I gave a self-deprecating laugh, thinking that me, a dignified rich young lady, had ended up so unwanted in my in-laws' home. If I told anyone, no one would believe it. I really don't want to keep living like this anymore. Around 10 o'clock at night, I was jolted awake by pain. My head was throbbing badly. I knew I had a fever from an infection and needed to see a doctor. Shen Manuel still hadn't come back, and the only car at home was taken by him. I took out my phone and called him. Suyu answered the call. Sis-in-law, my brother's drunk and already asleep in my room. From Suyu's tone, I felt a strong sense of sarcasm. Suyu is the daughter of my mother-in-law's best friend. After her friend passed away, she took Suyu in to live with us. I had already noticed Suyu's little crush on Shen Manuel, but no one ever brought it up. I gritted my teeth and said, Suyu, you are really disgusting. Then I hung up the phone immediately. Not long after, Suyu sent me a photo, both of them shirtless, lying in bed, tightly embracing. Turns out, they'd been hooking up behind my back for who knows how long. No wonder Shen Manuel always favored Suyu so much. That image burned my eyes. I let out a bitter laugh and took a taxi straight to the hospital downtown that night. I even called my mom, asking her to meet me at the hospital. When I arrived, my mom teared up at the sight of my miserable state. How did this happen? Where's Shen Manuel? She asked. I told my parents everything from start to finish. Me usually mild, tempered dad blew up. That bastard, if I see him, I'll break his damn legs. In the hospital room, Aunt the doctor looked at me with deep concern in her eyes. Why didn't you come in earlier with a burn this bad? The wound's already infected. If we medicate now, the baby in your belly. Aunt, go ahead and use the meds. The baby. I don't want it anymore. Aunt didn't know about what's going on between me and Shen Manuel, and looked at me in shock. Just give her the meds. Mom sighed and agreed with my decision. Lying on the operating table, I felt something being pulled out from inside me, and my mind instantly went blank. The nurse showed me the bloody, just formed fetus. My heart felt like something was squeezing it, hurting so bad I couldn't even breathe. This was my first child. He didn't even get a chance to see the world before his life was taken away. What a pity. How do you want to deal with this little one? The nurse's words pulled me out of my thoughts. I thought for a moment and spoke with difficulty. Just keep it for me for now. I'll take it for burial later. If Shen Manuel's mother finds out I aborted the baby, and that it was a boy, I can't imagine how crazy she'd get. During the 3 days I was in the hospital, Shen Manuel didn't call me even once, and I didn't try to contact him either. As soon as I got home and prepared the divorce agreement, Shen Manuel called. "Babe, where have you been these days? Have you thought about what my mom said?" I searched my mind and finally remembered he was talking about giving the manager position to Su Yu. We haven't spoken in so many days, and he doesn't care about my injury. That is fine. But all he ever thinks about is Su Yu. If I am no longer the woman he puts first, then what is the point of him coming back? Just give up already. I'm never going to agree to it. After saying that, I ignored Shen Manuel's questioning on the other end of the line and hung up, then turned off my phone. The next afternoon, just as I'd finished picking out our son's grave, Shen Manuel called again. The moment I answered, I could tell from his quick breathing that Shen Manuel was panicking. "Julia, it was bad enough that you ran away during New Year's, but why the hell did you send me the divorce agreement? I know I hurt you that day. That was my fault, but you shouldn't have talked back to Mom like that and triggered her heart condition. When are you coming back to apologize to her?" Listening to Shen Manuel, I gave a faint, calm smile. "No time. I'm busy with postpartum recovery. Aunt said that even after a miscarriage, you still need to do postpartum confinement properly to minimize the damage to your body." Shen Manuel was clearly stunned. "What do you mean? You just went ahead and aborted the baby on your own." "Yeah, I'm already divorcing you. Why the hell would I keep the kid?" "Jiang, you heartless witch. Why did you kill my eldest grandson, my mother?" In-laws screeching nearly blew out my eardrums. "Why do you think my daughter didn't want the baby? It's all your damn fault." Julia's burns got infected and gave her a fever. "Did anyone in your family even give a damn?" My dad fired back at them, just as pissed. "Hemph, no matter what. You can't hit the kid. Just you wait, I'll come over and deal with you myself." After my mother-in-law threw out that threat, she hung up right away. Seriously, nothing but trouble comes out of these godforsaken hills. What kind of people are they? If it weren't for our family helping them out, would they even be living like this? They really have no sense of gratitude. Back then, Dad didn't approve of me being with Shen Manuel. He said he wasn't the right one for me, but I was totally brained at the time, dead set on marrying him. Even almost cut ties with my dad over it. Shen Manuel also had weak sperm. I only got pregnant after doing IVF 6 times. I've made up my mind to get divorced this time. It wasn't long before Shen Manuel's whole family came storming in from the countryside. As soon as my mother-in-law walked through the door, she started cursing and barged into my room. She raised her hand the moment she entered, ready to slap me. "You effing asterisk. Asterisk. Number. Number asterisk asterisk. Do you think you can just throw away my Shen family's blood like that? Hand over my grandson right now?" My mother-in-law grew up in the countryside, your typical rural woman through and through. She's the definition of rude and unreasonable, completely over top. Her slap didn't land on my face, though. My dad shoved her hard, knocking her to the floor. She plopped down right on the ground and started bawling and wailing. "This is so unfair. The rich are bullying us poor folks." "My poor grandson, whom I've never even met. Grandma doesn't have the strength to avenge you." Dad was nearly knocked out cold by the commotion caused by my mother-in-law. Seeing Shen Manuel hiding silently to the side made him even angrier. His chest was heaving up and down, and it took several rounds of Mom calming him down before he could breathe normally. Shen Manuel had always been scared of my dad. Back when he wanted to marry me, he went through a lot of grief thanks to him. He kept his head down like a kid who'd done something wrong, hiding in the corner, not daring to speak or even help his mom. I always knew he was a bit cowardly, but I didn't expect him to be this spineless. How did I ever fall for a guy like this back then? Shen Manuel, sign the divorce agreement. Then take your mom and leave. I don't want to see either of you again. The moment I said I wanted a divorce, my mother-in-law shot up from her seat. I don't agree to the divorce. Why divorce when everything's perfectly fine? If you two get divorced, where am I supposed to live in such a big house again? After saying that, she realized she slipped up, immediately shut her mouth, and her gaze darted around. She wasn't wrong. Shen Manuel's old home was just an ordinary rural house. It was after marrying me that his whole family moved into a villa, and he became the company's CEO. And I stepped back, working behind the scenes to support him. Not only are they ungrateful, they're acting like I'm the one sucking up to them. Shen Manuel stepped forward, grabbed my hand, eyes full of pleading. Honey, just let the kid thing go. We can always have another one. Let's not get divorced. Okay, I'm sorry for all the crap I did before. Manuel, don't beg her. Divorce is fine, but this villa and the company have to be transferred to our family. Otherwise, we'll take you to court and ruin your family's reputation. I couldn't help but laugh from how absurd my mother-in-law's words were. I've seen shameless people before, but never this shameless. All of this was property my parents gave me before marriage. Why should I give it to them? They're crazy greedy for money. Sure, go ahead. If you can actually win the lawsuit, I'll give you everything. Shen Manuel clung to my room and refused to leave. In the end, it took my dad using some force to finally kick him out. He left with a face full of bruises, but just a couple days later, this kind of hot topic blew up online. Heartless rich girl keeps a boy toy, has multiple abortions, and throws her husband's family out in the freezing cold. Photos as proof below. Tons of comments from netizens followed, most saying rich people look down on the poor. They even said I'd lost all humanity and didn't deserve to be called a person. Dad accidentally saw those comments while scrolling and got so mad he stormed into the company. He gathered all the shareholders and execs for a meeting. Shen Manuel was called in too. Seeing Dad, who rarely shows up at the company, made him clearly panic. He'd been trying everything these days to get my forgiveness, but I ignored him and didn't even let him through the door. Although he was scared, he still tried to act calm and respectfully greeted his dad. Dad glanced at him and said nothing. After the meeting started, Dad first talked about the company's situation, then mentioned appointing an acting president. At that moment, Shen Manuel forgot all the past unpleasantness, sat up straight, and felt full of pride. His current position was vice president, and by the normal process, the acting president position should definitely be his. But instead of the good news of his appointment, he heard words about dismissal. I announced that starting today, Shen Manuel is removed from the position of vice president and will never be rehired. After hearing his dad's words, Shen Manuel suddenly looked up, utterly shocked. Dad, why are you firing me? I was clearly doing a great job. Hemph, you have no right to negotiate with me. You're no longer my son-in-law, so you have no right to be this president anymore. After speaking, Dad left the meeting room with a cold face, leaving Shen Manuel there pounding his chest and stomping his feet, completely at a loss. The sun is really nice today. I'm leaning against the bed, enjoying the sunlight. The phone rang. It was an unfamiliar number. I didn't think much of it and just pressed the answer button. I really can't live without that job, and I can't live without you either. I was left speechless by what Shen Manuel said. I don't have any love for him anymore. I just want to divorce him as soon as possible. As long as you sign the divorce agreement, I'll consider begging for you. Whether the old man agrees or not, I can't promise. After hearing what I said, Shen Manuel snapped irritably. Jiang Anna, I'd rather die than divorce you, unless you give me the company and the villa. So, the reason you used to save me, go all out to win my favor, was just for my property. No, it's not like that, Shen Manuel denied flatly. I tried to please you because I really loved you. If you love me, then do as I wish and sign the papers already. If you keep stalling on signing, just wait for the court summons. After hanging up, I was so angry I deleted all of Shen Manuel's contact info. Never thought that all those years of affection were just a scam. Usually such a sharp person, how come once I got involved with Shen Manuel, it's like my brain got soaked in water. Suyu messaged me again, and I opened it to check. After reading that report, I laughed. Loan more bargaining chip for the divorce. 5 days later, I was summoned to court. I hadn't even filed the lawsuit yet, but they beat me to it and sued me first. After not seeing him for a few days, Shen Manuel clearly looked more worn out. My mother-in-law, upon seeing me, glared at me several times before putting on a sob story for the judge. Your Honor, please stand up for our family. It's this heartless woman, she secretly aborted my grandson. That was a life. Killing is illegal, arrest her now. She said it while crying her eyes out, looking absolutely miserable. Since she doesn't know what is good for her and insists on divorcing, then let her leave with nothing, she gets zilch. Judge, since everyone's here now, hurry up and issue the verdict. I laughed again at the way my mother-in-law spoke. How dumb and arrogant is she, still dreaming about my family's property. Back when we got married, Shen Manuel signed a prenuptial agreement to prove his love for me. He swore he'd treat me well forever, and if we ever ended up in court, he'd walk away with nothing. Not a single cent. I had my attorney hand that agreement to the judge, along with the taunting pictures Suyu sent me and that pregnancy diagnosis. After the judge looked through the evidence, he slammed the gavel. Order in the court based on the evidence presented. Shen Manuel is ruled to leave with nothing. Hearing the verdict, my mother-in-law was completely stunned. No, Your Honor, it was that bitch who killed my grandson. And the company and house were marital assets. Why should my son walk away with nothing? Because your son gave up that right before the marriage. Objection overruled. She thought suing me gave her a fighting chance, but turns out they were the ones who lost miserably. In the end, my mother-in-law couldn't take it and fainted on the spot. Shen Manuel frantically ran up to me, grabbed my hand and pleaded, Julia, please, I don't want to divorce you. I flung his hand away hard. Shen Manuel, a man needs to take responsibility. Since Suyu is pregnant with your child, you need to treat her well. Don't make me look down on you. Shen Manuel was stunned and anxiously retorted, Child? How could I possibly have a child with Suyu? Brother Manuel, is this the end? Suyu, who arrived late, asked with a confused look. Seeing Suyu, Shen Manuel clearly looked like he'd found a lifeline. You came just in time. Hurry up and tell your sister. In-law, there's no way we could have a child. Suyu avoided his gaze, lowered her head, and bit her lip. Brother Manuel, I really am pregnant with your child. Hearing this, Shen Manuel staggered back 2 steps, shaking his head. No, no way. How could you possibly be pregnant with my child? Suyu stepped forward and grabbed Shen Manuel's hand. Brother Manuel, did you forget? That night you were drunk, and we just... I didn't want to hear their back. And fourth, so I lifted my foot and walked away. Shen Manuel tried to come after me, but Suyu held him back. I knew full well that the child Suyu was carrying definitely wasn't Shen Manuel's. Let them handle it themselves. After my abortion, I rested for a month before returning to work. As soon as I walked into the office, Suyu showed up. Jiang Anna, why are you firing me? I was hired through proper procedures at the company. I let out a snort. Don't you know in your heart how you got in back then? And those achievements of yours, which one of them wasn't taken from my work? Suyu was furious and humiliated. Those were given to me by Brother Manuel. They belong to me. You have no right to take them back. The company belongs to my family. Do you think I don't have the final say? Hemph. Asterisk, asterisk. Number, asterisk, asterisk. Don't get cocky too soon. Just you wait. Watching Suyu storm off, I shook my head with a smile. I was actually curious to see what kind of splash she could make. A few days later, Suyu, with a bruised face, was lying in a hospital bed doing a live stream. Hello everyone. I used to be a designer at Tianhong Company. They fired me for no reason, and when I went to the company to confront them, I got beaten up by the person in charge. Is there no justice in this world? Suyu spoke while wiping away tears, looking pitiful and fragile. Suyu usually liked to share outfit tips online in her free time. After joining my company, Shen Manuel gave her special treatment and even handed her honors she didn't deserve. All of this became her bragging material and helped her gain a bunch of followers. Her fans started getting angry. Ladies, let's speak up and stop the capitalists from exploiting workers. What kind of boss is this? The employee gave so much to the company and ended up like this, truly chilling. I scrolled through all of Sis's posts. Damn, she is badass. Brought so much profit to the company. Not only are they ungrateful, but they even fired her. Seriously, heartless capitalists. The barrage in the livestream chat was going way too fast to keep up. Suyu knew her move had worked. She was secretly gloating while keeping up the act of wiping away tears. Honestly, I didn't want to do this either. I'm just exposing this kind of situation because I know a lot of other girls have faced unfair treatment like this too. Her words resonated with a lot of netizens. The discussion blew up even more. The livestream chat got packed instantly, and it didn't take long before it hit the trending list. By the time I saw it, the views had already passed 10 million. She's so good at playing the pity card. Huh? Then I might as well give her another little push. I went live too and played all the recordings and videos of Shen Manuel begging me to give Suyu the credit that rightfully belonged to me. Also, the reason she ended up in the hospital from that beating, all thanks to Shen Manuel, and that thing in her belly. Not Shen Manuel's. I put that all out there too. While Suyu was still smugly selling her sob story, the tone of her livestream comments started to shift. Hemph, you sympathy, begging asterisk, asterisk, number, asterisk, asterisk. Please stop polluting society's air. Exactly. I actually felt sorry for her at first. Thought she was pitiful. Turns out she's just a green TB fake. Not only did she steal someone else's credit, she also snatched their man. What's worse, got knocked up by someone else and tried to pin it on him. Dead green tea bitch, unfollowing right away. Suyu was so pissed off by the netizens that she shut down the live stream immediately. Her face twisted with rage. She gritted her teeth and said, "Jiang Anna, don't get cocky, just you wait." Watching netizens trash Suyu like she was worthless, I smirked in satisfaction. As for Shen Manuel, once I dropped those pieces of evidence, he got dragged down too. Hearing the nasty insults online, Shen Manuel smashed his phone in anger, but he still bit the bullet and came to find me. That day, I had just gotten off work and walked to the gate when he blocked me. Ignoring my resistance, he shoved me into his car. I was fuming, slapping him hard non-stop. "Shen Manuel, are you crazy? Let me go right now." He ignored me, face dark, and drove me to the riverside. Hearing the rushing river under my feet, I started to panic. In my head, I wondered if Shen Manuel was going to dump me in the river for revenge. When Shen Manuel stared at me, his eyes were full of hatred and grievance. "Julia, I just made the mistake every man makes. Do you really have to go this far?" I froze for a second, then laughed in disbelief. "Shen Manuel, wow, you cheat and still pin all the blame on me. You ended up like this because you brought it on yourself. If Suyu hadn't dragged my company through the mud online, I wouldn't have released that stuff either." Hearing that, Shen Manuel's tone softened again. "Julia, I've already cut ties with Suyu. I won't see her again. Can we go back to how we used to be, okay?" When I came, Mom also asked me to apologize to you on her behalf. She even hired a nanny and said she wouldn't let you do anything from now on. I let out a snort. Shen Manuel, do you think I am an idiot? You clearly just want the riches and luxury from being with me, and you still have the nerve to want me back. My brain hasn't been kicked by a donkey. Also, we're already divorced. Don't ever show up in front of me again, or I'll sue you for sexual harassment. No, please don't go. Shen Manuel grabbed my hand and dropped to his knees with a thud in front of me. Julia, please, for the sake of all these years we've been together, don't be so heartless to me, I sneered. I am the one being heartless. I only married you to repay your life. Saving grace gave you endless riches and status. And what about you? How did you repay me? You were always biased toward Suyu, giving her everything that should have been mine. You have weak sperm, and I couldn't get pregnant naturally. I did IVF 6 times, got hundreds of injections. My butt was so swollen I couldn't walk. Did you feel bad even once? On New Year's Eve dinner, just to defend your mom, you flipped the table and scalded my foot. Did you care enough to take me to the hospital? You didn't. One thing after another like that, and you still have the nerve to say you love me and want my forgiveness. Sorry, I am not a saint. I can't do it. After I bombarded him with all those questions, Shen Manuel was so full of regret that he burst into tears. He slapped himself hard across the face. Julia, I am sorry. I never realized how much of a number I used to be. Before Shen Manuel could finish. He was cut off by the sudden appearance of Su Yu. Jiangana, you you ruined me so badly. Go to hell, she shouted and ran toward me with arms wide open. Before I could even react, she had her hands around my neck. Feeling smug, huh? Go to hell. Suyu had gone completely mad. The hatred in her eyes as she stared at me was terrifying. She was gritting her teeth like a beast. She had me by the throat so tightly I couldn't speak. All I could do was struggle desperately. Still kneeling on the ground, Shen Manuel was startled by Suyu's ferocity. Once he snapped out of it. He rushed over, trying to pull Suyu's hands away. Suyu, what the hell is wrong with you? Let go of Julia. You are going to strangle her. Ha 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 ha. Suyu let out a crazed laugh. I came here to kill her today. Don't even think about stopping me. While the two of them were grappling, I was saved, but both of them ended up falling into the river. Suyu couldn't swim. By the time she was rescued, she was already lifeless. Shen Manuel was rushed to the ICU. He was lucky. He survived. But being soaked in water for too long left him deaf. He ended up like this because he saved me. To repay him and not owe anything, I gave him a huge amount of compensation. Just as I turned around to leave the hospital room, my ex-mother-in-law showed up. When she saw me, her eyes were like daggers. She rushed up wanting to hit me. Shen Manuel stopped her. Mom, what are you doing? Isn't this shameful enough already? She didn't expect Shen Manuel to stop her from hitting me. She dropped straight to the floor and started crying her heart out. What sins have I committed in this life? My grandson's gone, and my only son can't hear anymore. How is an old woman like me supposed to go on? Her wailing drew a crowd of curious passers-by. I knew her temperament. No matter how big the issue, she wouldn't stop until she turned everything upside down. While she was distracted, I slipped out of the hospital room. Her wailing grew more and more distant behind me. I later heard that she mumbled to herself all day, lost her mind, and was sent to a psychiatric hospital. After Shen Manuel was discharged, he went back to his hometown in the countryside. As for how his life turned out after that, I didn't bother to keep track. Today's my son's death anniversary. I brought a bouquet of fresh flowers to visit him. When I reached his tombstone, I saw that someone had already placed a bouquet there. Instinctively, I looked around and saw a thin figure walking away into the distance. I didn't need to guess. I already knew who it was. What's the point of regret after everything's already lost? Somewhere out of my sight, Shen Manuel was quietly wiping away tears from the corners of his eyes. After he went deaf, he knew he'd never be worthy of me again and didn't have the face to show up in front of me. He went through a lot of trouble just to find his son's grave. Every now and then, he visits his son and repents to him. If he hadn't been such a number back then, the kid would be babbling by now. He's still that President Shen everyone in the company admires, living the life of endless wealth and glory. But it's all too late. Belated repentance is the cheapest kind. After leaving Shen Manuel, I went back to living my original rich girl life. I've also been managing the company in perfect order. In life, there's no need to force yourself to do anything that wrongs you. No matter how tough or easy life is, the main thing is making yourself happy.